on Saturday, August 10th, Israel targeted not a school.
Yeah, unbelievably, on August 10th, Israel did not target a school. You know, what's the flip side of that? Every other day, Israel has targeted a school, but I want to make sure that you know that on this very special day, August 10th, Israel did not target a school. We were just doing chosen people stuff in our promised land. It was the Shabbat. We weren't targeting schools. I just want to let you know that, just in case. Please don't put in the paper that I was owned. I'm not owned. We weren't targeting schools. That's the end of the story. August 10th. Thank you.
Thank you.
The righteous indignation of Gilad Erdan, the Israeli ambassador to the United Nations, speaking at the United Security Council. It must be hard for him to constantly be defending the indefensible. Don't you think? This is probably wearing on his soul a little bit. I should check myself. They don't have souls.
But today is Tisha B'Av, the saddest day on the Jewish calendar.
He's already trying to get gone. I'm sure you didn't know today was the saddest day in all of Israeli history. I'm sure you don't care because you're the United Nations.
Our ancient day of mourning.
Oh yes, everything's so ancient. The ancient day of mourning where we mourn our ancestors whom we have never met and aren't really actually connected to, but yes, let's pearl clutch about our sadness from people that died 3,000 years ago as we kill indiscriminately hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people right now in order to invoke some sympathy in the eyes of the international community that it's okay what we're doing. Because we were victims too once. Really? When? 3,000 years ago. I promise you, it happened for real. We celebrate. We commemorate it every year. The saddest day to the Tisha B'Av. It's the saddest day in all of Israeli history. Wait, like how old was Israel when this was going on?
We are fasting today for the many tragedies.
It's so nice that you have the ability to just say, you know what, I'm not going to eat today. That's okay. I'm going to forego food today. What a privilege. Girdan, Irdan, Sirdan. I mean, is it lost on people that they're starving 2.3 million people right now? I learned today from Democracy Now! That 84% of the Gaza Strip is under evacuation orders by the Israeli government. So 84% of the entire Gaza Strip is under evacuation orders. That's millions of people are just supposed to flee, right? And this is what they do. Like, where the fuck are they gonna go? You know? But I mean, obviously the point is to exterminate them. But I was just thinking about how, remember that the Gaza Strip was already a refugee population. People had already fled to the Strip, you know, from decades of ethnic cleansing. And so they've been bombed in the other occupied Palestinian territories, so they get shaken up, they get uprooted, and they flee to the Gaza Strip. And now Israel sees that they're all there, and okay, let's bomb them again. They're getting bombed. They're having to flee. And where do they go? They go to the other 16% of the Gaza Strip. Now it was 100% of the Gaza Strip. Now it's 16% of the Gaza Strip is not under evacuation orders. So now they're all gonna 2.3 million people are all going to go flee to the 16% that's not under evacuation orders. What's going to happen when they get there? Obviously, they're going to fall into the sea because Israel's going to bomb the remaining 16%. Why is Israel allowed to do this? Because, 3 words, the United States.
Tragedies in Jewish history that occurred on this day, including the destruction of our first and second holy temples in Jerusalem.
They're still crying about their fucking holy temple 3,000 years later. Yes, damage to corporate property. Oh my God, let's cry our crocodile tears for buildings that were destroyed 3,000 years ago. Does anyone feel sadness with what he's saying? Yeah, he's from Eastern Europe. Where's this bagel schmutz from again? We know it's not the country with which he resides. He sure as ain't from occupied Palestine, that's for sure. Dude, I mean, I've made videos on this very point that he's bringing up to the fucking UN. You know how I sometimes, we have Zionists that come into the chat and they give us their baby-brained arguments, and I'm always like, you know what, I'm literally just citing the historical record, the international law, all the resolutions, etc., etc. You should just go to the UN and plead your case. Yeah, go tell them that the King David temple fell, and this is why you get to ethnically cleanse people that are living now. We have to cry about our ancestors who were turned to dust in order to turn these people to dust. And this is literally what this bird brain is doing the world's smartest Zionist dance in front of the UN. He's saying the King David temple fell 3,000 years ago. This is our holiday because we're Jews and we're supremacists as well. He's so sad. You know what it is? He's sad about the fucking state of affairs that he finds himself in because he knows he's full of shit. He's getting, think about the people that he's having to, his higher ups. They're fucking shitting down his throat, and he's just like, he's gotta put on this fucking face every day. I mean, it must be tiring. Man, it has no soul. He doesn't even know who the fuck he is, This shit robbed him of himself to the core. Like, when he has to fucking straighten his tie in the mirror, and look at himself and know that he is just a piece of shit, full of shit, defending the indefensible. Liar, sociopath, all of that. And you could see it on his face. Whatever's going on in his personal life, I'm telling you, it's some dark shit.
But let me be clear. Jerusalem will never fall again.
Jerusalem is mine! We lost it 3,000 years ago, and that's when history started. Israel, what about the history, just going back, 70, 80 years? That's not a thing. It's only our starting point, which is the one that we want to talk about. The only one, literally 3 BC. Check the record. There is no actual record of this, and you're basing your historical record on a miracle book. Yeah, but Sky Daddy said we could do that. Looks like he needs an extra large diaper. Yes, he's about to fill his pants. Look at him. He can't even see straight. There's shit coming out of his trousers. These people are the most despicable humans on earth. Israel is a country full of serial killers. I like to say that it's like if Ted Bundy became a nation.
United Jerusalem will never fall again.
So he's trying to say, we fell in 37 BC and we will not take that again.
No matter how many times our enemies attempt to destroy us, no matter how many times the UN slanders us.
Obviously, he's doing the subtle but insidious Hasbara of conflating Judaism with Zionism. They are one and the same. So Zionists claim the entire Jewish history and weaponize all of the tragedies onto the Jewish people as a way to whitewash their own crimes, as a way to justify their own crimes, as a way to legitimize what they're doing. They are the victim. And when you're an imperial aggressor committing brutal acts of savagery against another people, you have to accuse them of which you are guilty. Accuse them of all the things that you're doing. And so it's one big mess of projection. That's right, DARVO.
We will stay in our homeland and we will prevail. In the early hours of October 7th.
Here we go. More October 7th lore. It never changes. They literally never change their talking points. You just repeat a lie enough times, it just becomes true, right?
2023. Reports flooded from Hamas Ministry of Health.
Wait, he just said Hamas Ministry of Health. If he was some sort of, if that was like a natural glottal stop that he had to pronounce every time the same way, he obviously knows how to pronounce an H, right? He says the Hamas Ministry of Health. Well, which one is it? Shouldn't it be the Hamas Ministry of Health? Or should it be Hamas Military of Health, but not the Hamas Military of Health? It's like every time they say that word, they're like, it's like, I imagine like tires rolling in the mud. It's like he's gotta slang some mud every time he says Hamas. The Hamas Ministry of Health. Hamas is scarier than Hamas. Hitler. Oh yeah, that's a big thing that radical education is bringing up, that the Nazis studied Jim Crow segregation.
Of an Israeli airstrike on Al-Ahli Hospital. You probably remember it. Remember that day.
He sounds so fucking bitter, dude. He's just like, I'm so sick of slanging the same shit day in and day out. I gotta get in front of these mother. Getting tiring. Yes, I'm spiteful. I'm spiteful and I'm resentful, and I must play this part like a performance. I must give glaring looks out the sides of my eye. Everything is Hamas.
I simply cannot comprehend that the United Nations Security Council would hold an emergency session based on jihadist propaganda.
I am outraged. I am outraged that you all would call an emergency session based on Iran's right to defend itself. Excuse me, that's our right to defend ourselves. Iran has no right to defend itself. How dare you give legitimacy to these octopus of terror people? So remember, when Israel wants to justify its crimes, Israel must make itself small, because that, its victimhood is its justification. It is weak, it is frail, it's historically, we have been these victims. The flip side of that is they say how powerful their enemy is. The enemy is always so domineering and all powerful and capable of taking over not just Israel, but of course the entire world, and everyone should be scared. And yet when it comes time for Israel to defend itself, Israel is the all-powerful one. Because you got to say one thing to your citizens, and you got to say another thing to the international community, apparently. With Israeli propaganda, as with US propaganda, you must always believe two mutually exclusive things to be true at the same time. That Israel is small and weak and the victim, and against an all-powerful enemy that completely encircled them, and they're just an innocent little rabbit. But when it's time for them to defend themselves, the enemy is no match.
Once again, the Council falls for terrorist narratives, amplifying them.
Every narrative that is not Israel's is terrorist narratives. Oh no, you mean terrorist narratives. That's Israel's favorite word, is to invoke terror. Always terror. Terrorism, terrorists, octopus axis of terror.
So I will set the record straight for all of you. On Saturday, August 10th, Israel targeted not a school.
Yeah, unbelievably, on August 10th, Israel did not target a school. You know, what's the flip side of that? Every other day, Israel has targeted a school, but I want to make sure that you know that on this very special day, August 10th, Israel did not target a school. We were just doing chosen people stuff in our promised land. It was the Shabbat. We were praying. It was a bright, blue, sunny day. We weren't targeting schools. I just want to let you know that, just in case. Please don't put in the paper that I was owned. I'm not mad. I'm not owned. We weren't targeting schools. That's the end of the story. August 10th. Thank you.
Innocent school. We targeted dangerous terrorists operating in a Hamas.
Listen to how much copium he's inhaling right now. What does he say in the next breath? Well, actually, we did, but we did target a school. Well, we did. It wasn't an innocent school. August 10th, you did actually bomb a school. Yeah, no, that's what we're saying. It wasn't an innocent school. It was one of those terror schools. It was like this complex of terrorism. It was like a command center for the octopus of terror school. Certainly not an innocent school. I just love how he had to correct himself. Because, out of the blue, he just says, unquestioned, just offered up willingly. We didn't, on August 10th, we did not target a school. But you did, an innocent school, I meant. You didn't let me finish. I meant to say we didn't target an innocent school. It was a terror camp for terror toddlers. And that's what I'm trying to say, guys.
Command and control center within.
He said Comedy Central. No, he meant Command Center. This guy he can't even believe he can't even read his own lies correctly. It's written there right, you got the script, big dog. What the
El Taba'in school. As usual, Hamas cynically abuses civilian facilities which should be protected as their terror base.
The terror bases of terror, of course. That's all you got to say. Remember, the T defense. It's like pleading the fifth. Just plead the T.
Nixon ordered Cambodian genocide. Clinton sent cruise missiles to Sudan, people died. Obama gave the orders to do drone strikes.